Hello, Yunguseng. This is the 21st season, first lecture time. Good evening. Can you hear me well? If you're using the Discord, then I'm sure that you can hear the way better sound. Okay. The first lecture, the lecture topic is the theme lecture. The theme lecture is the lecture series that I try giving the new point of view. Always, it's good to start with this in the beginning of the season because you can see the game from the new point of view. Then I'm sure that you can enjoy this game even more. Okay, the first lecture, the lecture topic is be a Go technician. Everybody wants to be a good Go technician. Is it? The technical moves are really interesting. Is it? Sort of tetsuji. So the tetsuji moves are like wedge, clamp, breaking bamboo, something like that. So we're going to talk about the techniques, but we have the local technique lecture series. In that lecture, each lecture we studied many of techniques, but today it is a theme lecture. It's not the lecture that we're going to study about some specific techniques, but I'm going to show you in what situation you can use the technical moves. And in fact, the technical situation doesn't come from the move itself, but from the situation. So I'm going to tell you in which case you can make the technical moves. So I'm sure that it'll be interesting. Let's see these three games first, three of AlphaGo's games. This is the game that AlphaGo played against Park Jung-hwan. He is the #1 ranked player for now. AlphaGo was white. White approached and played this knight move. He did not like it, Park Jung-hwan, so he tries to cut it with this move. If I blocks it, then black can cut. So it looks like a good fight for black. So instead of this one, AlphaGo played this move. Black played this hane and cut block. So things become very interesting, is it? So after that, white blocks hane and save the group inside, and later sacrifice the two stones and take the left side. So it was quite nice result for white. This is the technical situation that AlphaGo made it. Is it? Like this attach, hane, and block. Okay. So the second one is the game that AlphaGo played against Kaje. AlphaGo invade, and then play here again, and attach, block, cut, Atari, connect, hane, touch. So you see that AlphaGo's moves are very technical, is it? But in fact, AlphaGo does not use many of known techniques. Like, was there any clamp or wedge or something very special, breaking bamboo, something like that? I found only this attach, which is the nose attachment. That is the only technique that AlphaGo used this time. Only like touch, is it? This touching moves, connection, jump, that are not very special. Attach everywhere, yes. But with this small amount of touching moves, we already feel that it is very technical way of playing, isn't it? Even though there were not many known technical moves. So this one, the third, is the game that AlphaGo play against AlphaGo self-play games. All professional players and Go players got shocked by this one. That AlphaGo played this attach and hane, like this. In a very direct way, AlphaGo tries to do something. And another AlphaGo just answered back, so there was no big happening, and it was quite okay for white, because black is a bit over-concentrated. So you see that AlphaGo tries this kind of simple moves and try to make the technical situation. So what we're going to study is this one, in fact. Not easy, but I'm sure that you will get it. This is one of the Yunguseng's games, look on the right side. White's turn. White's group on the middle, A, is not in danger, but it is unstable. But maybe there is something what White can do. Often we know the technical situation in this kind of case, that there is already a situation and you need to find one very nice technical moves to make something possible. Can you find it? There is a good move for White. R3 to take the corner a little bit. Yeah, the good move is this one. White can wedge here. Then these two stones can kill this A, two stones, which is quite important, the key stone, or to take the whole corner. For example, black plays this, then white can play Atari, so you can easily see that there is something, the big happening. So instead of this one, maybe black plays like here, then white can cut to take it like this. So there are plenty ways that white can make a great success, like this one. So this black can take that two stones, but you see that white's this middle group is well settled. So okay, that wedge. So this kind of wedge is the technique, but this is not the one that what we're going to study today, because we already studied this through the local technique lecture series a lot. But instead, what we're going to study is this one. White's turn. White played this one in order to save the group. And white can just save it. White just plays Atari and okay, alive. But white does not like it. So instead, white moves out and black takes these two stones. So white already lost many points in the corner, but instead white got a chance to do something in this side. So how would you do it? In this case, it's not the case that you need to find something special right away. For example, if you are not a good Go technician, then you would just play Atari push, and then just move out. That's okay, you can just go out, but black can peep once and keep chasing like this, then it is so weak. Okay? Then I think it is better that white just save the group inside than just moving out. So not easy, it's not the right case. So after this one, how can white make something like what AlphaGo did in the first 3 games that I showed? The good move here is this Atari, and if I were white, I would play this one, attach. This is the beginning of the technical situation. So now what to do? Maybe black plays this tiger mouse, right? Because it just looks quite easy for black to answer it. Then white can play this Atari. That looks so strange, is it? But if black goes out, then white can play Atari. You can feel something, right? White can use all these center moves, and after that, white can easily walk away. It's way better than before, because the other case, if I just go straight, then that group is pretty weak. But if I use that center moves and go out, then it's way better situation that white can get it. So maybe after this Atari, black just doesn't go out and capture. Then white plays this Atari, and make the tiger mouse. You can see that white can make A to just take over the right side, or B to bring that 2 stones, that 4 stones out to kill the corner group. So that is a great success. So that kind of moves. If black goes down, then white can wedge here. If black cuts, then white plays this Atari. Can you feel? White is using some techniques, but it's not about the techniques itself, like wedge or cut or squeezing like that. Black cannot go out now, is it? Black goes out and white can make it. So that's why black had to capture. And then white can Atari to have this position. So same as before, white can play A or extended B to take over this right side. So this is the technique. Technique is, of course, it's important to have many technical skills. I mean, wedge or clamp, that kind of stuff, but more like this one, Atari and attach, and wedge, like that. Okay. So what we're going to study is this one. It's still not easy to get it, is it? But end of the lecture, I'm sure that you can understand many of it. So let me show you some more cases, which is way clearer. Let's say you're white and your opponent cuts here. How would you handle it? This is also the game from Yunguseng. In the actual game, white played this knight move. That knight move looks good. It's better than just pushing and just moving out. Push, Atari, that is the worst move. White can easily walk away, but instead black is making nice territory and influence, so it's bad. So d13, yes, this one, that is a nice idea, but if black blocks it, then not easy. Okay, so there is way more clearer the case that white can use it, which is this one, yeah, d15. Black need an answer, right? And then Atari. Black goes out, Atari, white goes out, black goes out, and then now you can see that it's just clearly working. Crystal clear. You don't need to find something very difficult, but just go directly to the goal. So that is working. So maybe after this one, black doesn't block, but play this one. Because otherwise it's so clear that white can make something. What about this? Still, there is a good one. That white plays this Atari, push and cut, and then Atari. Can you find the connection? White goes out, and then Atari. Then similar as before. White can take this A with A or B. It's working, is it? Just right after black's this cut, white plays this and make a big chance. So cut became a big overplay. Okay, clearer, but still not easy. Okay? So let's keep moving. This is the game that I played against Yongsam. Yongsam started joining the Yunguseng teaching board again from the last season, and I played the game against him in the spring camp about a week ago. I was white, he cut here, so I played this Atari to make this black 2 stones weaker. So how would you handle these 2 stones? He gave this very nice example that I can use for my lecture, but instead he won against me. So it's a pity, but still, I was happy to get this example. Where would you play? Maybe black can cut to bring this group out directly. I was hoping that he does something like that, because this AB is already a bad exchange. It opens this C cutting possibility, so that is quite okay for me. So instead, what he did here was this one, push. It is just, out of topic, is it? This happening is ongoing. This A was ongoing. He cut and I tried to attack. So it seems that he need to move from this A directly, but he did not. He did not even touch it. So I played Hane and he cuts. And after that, one Atari and goes out. Now you can see the connection. If I place this Atari, then black can play this Atari, and that is Sente. So black can take this 4 stones, which is quite big. Okay. So instead, if I place this Atari, which I played in the game, black can give the 2 stones away, but take this 3, which is quite big. Okay. Black found something in this area by technical moves, push and cut. This was the simple techniques, but it is the technical situation. Even though his moves itself wasn't really technical, but he made it. Okay. So we're going to find the way how you can make this. This one I will just show you, but won't tell you the answer. I will make the lecture, and near the end of the lecture I will ask the question again whether you get this or not. White's right side group is in danger, so white played this Atari. And actual game, white covered it. Okay, so black takes this, white plays this Atari and jumps away. It was not bad. White just walk away, okay, and black got a chance to make the territory on the lower side. That's it. But instead of this Atari, okay, white played one Atari. Instead of this cover, there was a better one. So we're going to find this. Now, can you guess the right move? Not easy, right? But we're going to check it. So here, to explain about this technique, I tried to find simple examples which you already know. So if we start from this one, then I'm sure that you can understand easily. Black's turn, black played this one, which was the vital point. White did not like it, so white played this across attach. So now the ladder is not working after that. Right? So actual game, black played this Atari to give it. Okay, give, like this, and white played this one. Okay, so white takes that 2 stones and extend. So it was successful for white. Black got this vital point, but this across attach got worked. So it was not really a great success. So instead of this simple Atari, what was the better move? If you're stronger than a down level player, then you can easily guess the move. Yes. Instead of that, black should play this one. White need an answer. If I just answer like that, then black can take this 1 stone back. So it should be good for black. Right? So instead, if I place here, then black can play Hane like this, or the other Hane. So it's much better because black can give a lot of pressure to this 1 stone. So what kind of technique is this? It is a known technique, which is called leaning attack, is it? Yes, leaning attack. Instead of making something directly, you touch another group and make things possible, make the better situation. Leaning attack. Okay? So after that, okay, game goes like this, and black moved out, and white tries to attack, and white attacked, but black just walk away. So it was not really good too. Black just walk away, and white couldn't get anything. So okay, when black moves out, white covers it. And now, how should white attack this black's group? This is also the leading attack situation. Instead of just jumping to let black just go out easily, white should have played this one. Okay? So if black goes away, white plays Hane. And if black reacted, then white would have better chance. For example, exchange those moves and cover. It's much more difficult for black to handle. Okay, like this. Leaning attack. Okay? The leaning attack comes in this case as well. This is also the Yunguseng's game. So that examples are connected to your games, your level games. This is the game between the 1Q players. White attach it and black cut. This is a classical leaning attack, breaking through situation. How should white handle this? Actual game, white played this Atari and make this Q13 after that, and this happening came. So you see that white is in the bad position. White had to push black's back, and the position isn't really good, is it? So instead of this one, what if white plays this attach? Then let's say black extend, then white can play Atari from this side and goes out, and Hane. Now you see that this black's group is way weaker than white. Okay? That's the better way, more technical situation that white can make it. Okay? And the lower side as well, we need to find more similar examples. White invade, black attach it. So after that, white played Atari, attach, and moved out like that. But you see that the shape was quite ugly. White can go out, but wasn't really good. So what was wrong then? White played this one, and then Atari and attach, but there's no good solution. So instead of this one, white should have played this attach without exchange. So if black extend, then instead of this Atari, white can cut here. Cut to go out in this way. It's much better because it can hurt the upper left black's group. Okay. So the lower side as well. Let's say white attach it and cut. That's a bit unusual, but let's say white played like that. And black just simply extend. So how would you handle the lower side situation as white? This is also the leaning attack situation. Okay. White can attach here. Okay. This attach. If I place this Atari or the other Atari, then it's way more difficult for white to handle this situation. But if I just attach this, black plays Hane, white plays Atari. This is just perfect case for white. Okay? White can go out in a very nice way. And if black maybe extend, then white plays this Atari and block. So you see that white can break this area well. So this is the simple technique we know, which is leaning attack. The leaning attack, this is very important to get closer to the lecture topic because it is the case that you need to hold on. For example, when white cuts here, it seems you need to react it right away because A is already happening. This is the happening area. Your opponent played A and tried to do something to you. So often you react it right away. Either like this Atari or the other Atari, that kind of stuff, you could do it. But instead of these moves, you just hold it tight. Okay, just leave it. Okay, A is happening, but leave it, but play this one. So make happening near this A happening area, so make something better. Okay, this is the concept of the leaning attack. Is it? When the situation is running, for example, this one, when black cuts, it seems you need to react it right away, like actual game. White played Atari. But instead of that, you just hold this A case and make something B near. Then you can make the better situation. Okay? So sometimes it is quite easy to get the connection. For example, upper left, upper side, can you see something as black? You can easily see, is it? There is double Atari. Double Atari is so simple case that you can find the connection that you play one move and it works for two. Okay, so in the other case, for example, when we go up to the case here, when black cuts, A is happening. Is it? A is happening, and there are many center moves that you can use it, but it is not easy to make the connection. When A is happening, you should just hold it. You should not play Atari, you should not play this one, you should not jump like this, just hold it, but find something near that area and make the connection. Sometimes to make the connection is quite easy. This is difficult connection, is it? Eventually white made a connection. It's like a double Atari situation, isn't it? But here, the case that I showed, or is it double Atari? This is easy. You can easily see the double Atari. One move works for both cases. Okay? What about the lower side? Can you find a connection? Yeah, it is black's turn. In white's area, maybe you can find a move which works for both. K1. Yes, black can play this one. If black jumps it, then let's say white plays something like this, then black can go down to make the trouble. Black can, I think it is more clear if black uses these exchanges and go down. So if white plays here, then black can make the connection to save this group and kill the two stones on the right side. And if I play somewhere else, the other part, then black can make the connection to the other one. So this is the move. Okay? K1 is the one same as this double Atari. B is simple. Sometimes this connection is very simple to see, but the lower side A is way more difficult to see. Okay? And this case, So here as well, this white shape, white area, doesn't look like the perfect territory. And there are two weaknesses that you can combine and make something. So what looks like the good move that black can make something, make the trouble inside? You can see the weakness here. Is it? A is the weakness, and B, that area is also the weakness because it's in an open area. Yes, the good move is this one. This move can bring this AB as the possible move. Okay. Often this kind of move, we say that it is tetsuji, which is quite nice technical move. If black plays here, then black can make the connection to B or go out A to destroy this area. Okay. So what we are going to find is this one. When we go back to the case, like this, after black cuts, if you stay in this A area and try to do something, then you cannot find it. So this is very important moment. When your opponent tries to do something, you should hold it. You need to find this moment. What I want to give through this lecture is this one. When your opponent tries to do something, then don't react it right away, but try to find some happening near that area. Like AlphaGo's way of playing, we see. After this one, black says that, okay, I'm going to cut. And what did AlphaGo do? Did AlphaGo play here and try to find a solution right away? No. Instead, white attach it here, AlphaGo attach it here, and try to make another happening, and try to make the connection between these two, and eventually made it. Now black cannot cut. Black cannot cut, so this worked. After these exchanges, if white doesn't exchange anything and just block, then black can cut. So this was the way. AlphaGo tries many of these kind of touching moves and make the connection. That is what AlphaGo is good at. And when we see AlphaGo's way of playing, we feel that it is a good Go technician because it is very good at making this kind of connection. That when A is happening, hold it and try to make B nearby. So let's check it. Okay, here. Leaning attack was the case that we can see. And here. When black cuts like this, so this is the moment. Let's say your opponent cuts. What's your first idea? If you have only like 5 seconds, then you try to do something right away. Maybe Atari, maybe cover because the ladder is not working, or maybe knight move like this, or ignore. But here, when this happening came, you should try to find another happening near this area. Not easy, but there is one very good move, Q16, this one. So can you feel it? In this theme lecture, the feeling is the most important topic that you need to feel it. Okay, when my opponent cuts, I hold this, but find something else. If black blocks it, then white plays Atari. And with this one simple exchange, white can make this great happening. Now you see that white can make the ponnuki A or B. So black doesn't like it, so black plays Hane. Then white plays Atari again, and it is way simpler. But you can see that there is another A and B. Okay. Like this. This technical situation, you can make it if you hold it. If you hold the happening when your opponent tries. For example, this one, white played this clamp. Nice move. Is it? Nice technique. If I just simply play Hane, black can easily walk away. So white played this clamp. So actual game, you guess, where would you play? This is also Yunguseng's game. Actual game, black played this one. Black played Hane, and here capture, and there was a cover. So still not easy. Why is this clamp now got worked? Because it's well surrounded. So here, black couldn't find the right move or technical move because black stayed in this area, A area. When white played this one, this is A happening, A area. Don't react from this A, but yes, like J17 attach. It's the good one. If I place Hane, black can make this crosscut. Any other move than K17, black can play this counter Atari to cut that 5 stones. Okay. So I need to play this Atari. Then Atari is sent there, and after all these exchanges, black can go because the cut is not working. Okay. So after A, black attaches here to find something around B and try to find a connection. Then you can make it. This is quite difficult case. It doesn't mean that you can make it all the time after this lecture, but you need to try it. You need to find this moment in your games. Age 16? You mean to extend like that? Then black would block to split, so it must be quite tough for white. Yes. If I just extend, then this cut is still working. So it's okay, black could, but this attach looks more interesting. Okay. So the topic, the concept is that when your opponent try to do something and put you in this A area, don't stay there, come out to make something. There will be nothing. Nothing will come, even if you do not play now. But often you try to react it right away. When your opponent asks A, you answer to A, but you should not. Then you can make lots of technical moves. This one as well. Black cut here, white played, white just answered. Now it is your situation. Now A is happening. In this case, it's you that you're doing something. You try to check the ladder, but the ladder is not working. So instead, what to do? Actual game, black just played Atari. Atari, and answer. How do you feel? Is it a technical move? Is this black a technical Go player? It is not, is it? It's not really a good technical move. So what's the good technical move? You would feel it. A is happening. Yes, at least like this one, is it? J16. If your opponent reacted, okay, you touch my stone, then often opponent reacted, then there will be something better. Okay. After these exchanges, black can go further. Black doesn't need to step back like the game. Because of this bad exchange, black can just play one more move. So maybe, okay, white does not like it, so white just extend. Still the ladder is not working. Then you can play this Atari to squeeze it in a better way. White need to take it, then you see that that 3 stones on the top is very weak. Okay? This is the technical situation. Okay? Or black can even attach here. That is even more annoying. Okay? How would white answer? If you attach like this, then your opponent would go crazy, isn't it? So you need to put your opponent into this kind of difficult situation, not just play Atari and make feel comfortable. Okay? So it is like that. A is happening. Now you're holding A, but leave it because nothing will come. But instead make something near that area. Then you can find many of technical situation. This is one of my games. My opponent cut. Okay, I'm black, so my group is in danger, isn't it? So how to handle? So this is also the case that you should hold this situation. A is happening. Your opponent cut. Okay, maybe should I play this Atari? Or maybe this one? Or this one? Atari? Like this. That kind of moves you can think, but you should come out of this box and try to make the connection. Yeah. In the game, what I played was this attach and cut. If I place Atari, then I can use this for free. Okay? It was not free. If black just plays here, I can play Atari, answer, so no way to save. But in this case, it is clearly sente. So how to answer? Actual game, my opponent played this Atari, so I got a chance to use this now and play this Atari. Well, I had to capture, cut, and he did not have enough card threat, so he played elsewhere and I took it. So black took this group. I mean, when white cuts here, it was quite tough situation for black. Is it? If black just simply walk away like this, then it's not easy to find the solution. But instead, I try to make another happening near this area. Okay. After this one, okay, I will make another happening here. Then it is bad because there will be no connection. You need to find something like double Atari that you play one move, but it works for two cases. Okay? So here, like this one, this is like a double Atari. Okay? And your opponent avoid this, and then more interesting case come. And in many cases, I'm sure that you can make a good result. Okay, so can you understand what the technical situation doesn't come from the speedy situation, from speed. It comes from the silence that when your opponent cuts, you should hold it. You should take it easy. If you try to find something right away, it doesn't come. So leave it and make something near. Then you can make it. This is very interesting case. Black's left side group is weak. Is it? This A group is weak. So how to do it? Black can simply play this Atari and cover. Then white cuts, Atari capture, so black can walk away. But as you can see, white can make lots of points around this A area, and black is still weak. So really good. So black should make something in between this A happening. This is the A situation that black could take this one stone A, but the ladder is not working. Okay, not working. It would be great if black can play Atari and take it, because then white cannot make a big territory around A. So here, the good move. It's not easy to find it, so let me just tell you. But it is a great case that you can get the connection. C6 and D3, that are very nice moves, attempt. The interesting move is this one. Wedge to this very weird place. Because what to do? If I just play this one, then black can play Atari. And now you can see, is it? So this is a great case. The black can make the ponnuki and move away. So after wedge, the other Atari also same. Well, I can just take it. Okay, I take ponnuki, you take ponnuki like this. Black could play Atari first to make it more dramatic, but this blocking move is quite annoying. So you need to make the another happening like this, which is okay. So black can make like this or just wedge first, because to give this ponnuki isn't really painful compared to black's this one. Black can even play this to go one step more to break that area. That ponnuki is great, but black's ponnuki, black's shape on the middle is even better. So that's working. So black plays like that, then it is way more difficult. If black plays this C5 like that, then what would connect? So it would be difficult to make the technical situation, but this wedge makes more interesting situation. So can you see, this is the very dramatic situation that I explained about the A and B. When A is happening, hold it, but make something around that area, B. Then you can make the connection. It's like a long journey. When I show these examples to my wife, who is about 3-dan player in Europe, she told me that I know it, I could, but I don't know whether I can read everything because it's quite difficult reading that you need to read it out. But I would say it's like chicken first or egg first. You need to do something. You need to play like this first. Then after move by move, you can discover it. But if you do not start playing it, that when your opponent cuts A, you just continue directly like this, then you would not have chance to get it. So you should maybe improve your technical skills and then try to use or use this and then later increase your technical skills. I think it is better that you do it in your games. Try to find many of this kind of moments. I cannot let you play this. It's simply impossible with this 1 hour lecture. But I can let you peep this word. That this kind of cases, most of the cases what I brought came from Yunguseng's games. So in your games, it will come. And in the review, I'm going to show you that it really comes to your games. So next time when this kind of happening comes, try to feel that moment. Okay, my opponent tried something, or I could try something. So one happening is ongoing, A is ongoing, but I stop it and try to make something near. Then I'm sure that you can find the better one. E6 like this. Black maybe can go out. Then at some point, why need to block? Is it? Then black goes here like this and cut. So it looks black can make something. Is it? Here Atari. More difficult. Yeah. But this kind of stuff black can try. Maybe cut here first before trying everything. Okay, so the dramatic one. Let's go back. So can you feel this? The feeling is most important topic that you need to get it. So this one, attach and cut, wide extent. Now, if it happens in your game, how would you handle it? I'm sure that you won't just play Atari like that. Okay? This A happening is ongoing. So instead of playing that simple Atari, you can attach here to make the greater situation like this. And this case as well, your opponent cuts. So your group is in danger, is it? So this is the happening. You could play Atari. You could maybe block here in center and cover. This kind of stuff, you could do it. But instead, maybe you can make something better. Instead of that, you can attach. White answers it, and then Atari, and Atari. So you see that this A, B are MI, like this. Right? So it's much easier, isn't it? So let's go back to the case that I showed. Where was it? Here. It was the actual Yunguseng's game. Why play this Atari and why just covered? So why just walk away like this? But this was the A case. Why can have plenty center moves? So instead of doing this right away in this A area, why should make something near that area? In fact, Tasky already showed the right move. The right move here is this one, attach. So in general, your opponent touches here, then what to do? Let's say white exchanges everything and touch, then black just cuts. There's nothing. Okay? But if it happens now, when A is ongoing, it's not the closed case. If black plays this one, then white can play one more Atari and attach. You can feel something in it, that it's well connected. Now black must cut, then white plays Atari, connect. So much better that white can break this area. Okay? So that is the much better case. So maybe after this one, black makes this butting move to split, then white still can go, then it's even better. Okay. So with this attach, it's not easy to handle. If black steps back, then white can come back to have this exchange and extend to break this area. Okay. That is the move, attach. When A is happening, just hold it and try to make something B around. This is the game, Yunguseng's game. White approaches and attach and cuts, and it was not easy for white to make something great. Like attach is the good one, so white can walk away. But instead of this one, White should have played this attach right away. So when black cuts, now what to do? The worst move must be Atari and Tiger Mouse. Okay? That white tries to do something in this A area, but hold it. White should just hold this A and play where? Like AlphaGo. If it was AlphaGo's game, then AlphaGo would have played this one, okay? Touch. Black would play Hane, then maybe crosscut, extend and block. So black can take this one 2 stones, but after all these exchanges, white can't even kill it with this one, like that. So white can make the connection. White played one move, now white plays here, and now this A is working and B is working, like double Atari. Okay? It is just Atari situation that white can have plenty sente moves. B is sente, C, D, E, many moves are sente. So hold it and touch here to make another Atari. Then you can make third of double Atari. Okay? So that is the right move. Here, black cuts. So when this kind of situation happens, you should not try to do something right away. If you want to become a good Go technician, if you are just normal Go player, you would just extend, okay, save the group, whatever, like this. But instead, maybe you can make more technical moves. This Atari is not working, so you cannot do it. But maybe you can make the connection of this and something. R9, yeah, that is good. If black plays Atari, then this ladder should be working. Now, still not working, so not easy. Okay. If I were white, I would have played this one, attach, because I can use many center moves in this area. Let's say black plays this one and crosscut. And what to do? If black plays this Atari, then white can use that Atari to come into the corner. Or black extend here, then white can maybe do something in this corner to just save it. So black played this one to just get the point in the corner. It's the most passive move. Can you find the what is it, double Atari here? There is a double Atari. Sort of. I suppose it is that one. White can play Atari, and then wedge. This is double Atari. Okay. Atari extend, then this AB is working. Okay. So somehow it's great that you found the connection. Okay. When A is happening, hold that A, make something B near the A area, and find the connection. Then you can make lots of technical moves. Okay. So the first thing, to make everything like this is not easy. So through this lecture, what you need to remember is hold. Okay, when your opponent cuts here, okay, I'm a good Go technician, so we'll do something right away. Then you cannot make it. So leave it, because nothing will come. Okay, you can just leave it. You touch and make another happening and find a connection. Then you can become a good Go technician. So it is like that. Black plays here, then you can just answer to take this area or cover to increase. But instead, if I touch it here, then it is better, because after black blocks, white plays Hane, Atari, and this is the better case that white can make it. If black plays this one, then white attaches and jump. So even though black made this very thick shape, still white can play A to make the core in the corner. There is a living possibility. So when A is happening, this is A in this case, that black is asking that, okay, well, how would you answer? This ongoing situation, you just hold it and find another move near that area. Then this is the technical move. This is a good technical move, isn't it? So, there are many cases. It's more difficult, but what I want to tell is that there are many cases that you can apply this. For example, this one, black attach it, and normally black should just extend and connect. That's the proper way. But instead, black played this Hane. So how would you react it? Actual game, white played one more hane, so nothing happened. Black made a huge territory on the upper left area. But this one, when my opponent played this hane, if I were white, I would treat this as a case, because I could cut. Okay? I could cut here to maybe do something, but it doesn't look working for now because I'm not that strong here. So instead, I would attach like this to make the connection. If black steps back, then I just come back, okay, to play in an easy way. And this AB remains as a good exchange. Otherwise, if now I attach here, then black would answer in a more active way, not this passive way. Okay? So after this one, if black plays hane, then white can play hane, which aims the cutting point. So if black blocks it, then white can cut. And now this is working. After white add these two more moves, it's working like this. So this is the moment when opponent plays this one. You treat this as one case and leave it and make something with this kind of touching moves. The touching moves is important because you can make lots of cuts and ataris, which makes you to add many stones on the board, and that become your advantage to make the connection. Professional players are a magician at it. They are very good at this kind of part. It is the game between Lee Chang-ho, he was the world best player, Lee Chang-ho and Jo Eun-yeon's game, two the best players around that time. You can see this is a good example that how good they are to find a connection. It is White's turn. White is trying something on the left side. What White can do on the left side? There is some weaknesses, is it, that White can use this center and maybe can do something. The actual game, just see, okay, you don't need to find something. The good move what White played was this one. White tries to make the connection between this A and this B, the weakness around this. There is a slice weakness in that A and B, and White tries to make the connection. The actual game, White played this one, because if black goes out, then White can block here, which makes this possible. So that cutting point and this hane is working. So black cannot go, so black just connected. So black thought that, okay, if you block, I will go down and make 6 points. But if you play this one, then okay, I can make only 4. So it's like 2 points damage. So you can take 2. But Lee Chang-ho played this move and then played this one. That was one of the most best Tetsuji that he ever played. Not easy to answer because if black just answer back, then white can play here and like this. This move is looking for the cutting point, which works to kill this whole group, or just simply kill the group with this B. If black connects, then white can just cut and go down, then this whole group is dead. So that worked with this clamp and attach. White tries to find the connection of the lower left corner and the right side connection, and white made it. Okay. So this is the technique. Is it? So you play one move, but it works for 2 cases. So like double Atari. So you take one of them, then it is a great success. And often the technical moves makes you to do it. So if you want to make that kind of situation, then it is very important that when one happening is ongoing, you should hold it. So let's go back to this case. What was it? This is, I think, the most dramatic case. When your opponent cuts, A is ongoing, so just leave it and try to make the connection. Make happening and make the connection. So in this case, this one, cut and then Atari, then there is a connection. Okay, so please try to hold it when your opponent tries to do, or when you want to do something, then it means that there is one case which is ongoing. Then don't try to find a solution in that A area, but try to find something B nearby with many touching and cutting moves and try to make the connection. Then I'm sure that you can find many techniques and that will let you enjoy this game even more. Okay, so tonight it is a theme lecture. As you can see, we did not study any techniques, but the situation that with what kind of point of view, if you have, then the technical moves you can play. So I hope you enjoy it. It is related to Prov as well. I hope you enjoy it. And in this week, I'm going to find many of these kind of cases in your games. So you will see. So please try to find it yourself, and me, I would do it. So we can make this week as the technique week. Thanks for coming and thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy this season program. Bye bye.